Hello everyone, myself Jaya Agarwal, Assistant Professor Political Science from SPCGCA Ajmer. I welcome you all in this video. Today we are going to study about the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and so let's start. Speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. He is elected by the House of the People. House of the People means that is Lok Sabha from amongst its own members. After every general election, the first job of the newly constituted Lok Sabha is to elect the Speaker. A candidate getting absolute majority is declared elected as Speaker. The Speaker holds office for a term of 5 years. However, if the Lok Sabha is dissolved earlier, the Speaker's term is automatically reduced and he continues in office till the first meeting of the new House. The Speaker can relinquish his office before the expiry of 5 years term also by submitting his resignation, and likewise the Speaker has to vacate his office if he ceases to be member of Lok Sabha or the Lok Sabha passes a resolution by majority of its members for his removal. The resolution for the removal of the Speaker can be moved only after giving him a notice of 14 days. The Speaker gets a salary and allowances fixed by law of Parliament from time to time. In addition, he gets free furnished official house and medical facilities, and he is also eligible to draw travelling allowances for himself and his family members. Speaker's salary and other expenses are charged to the Consolidated Fund of India. So in this paragraph we have talked about so many things. First one is that the Speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Second one is we have talked about his method of election, and he is elected by the House of the People Lok Sabha from amongst its own members. Then we have talked about the the term of the Speaker, that is of 5 years, and then we have talked about the removal or resignation by him. So in this paragraph we have talked about all these things, and next here we go. The framers of the Indian Constitution wanted that the Speaker of Lok Sabha should be a non-partisan person like the Speaker of the British House of Commons. But in actual practice, the Speaker of Lok Sabha is not as impartial as his British counterpart. Even after his election, the Speaker continues to be a member of his party. And it is true that he does not take active part in those affairs of the party which are likely to come before the Lok Sabha for discussion, but nevertheless, as a party man, he has his own prejudices, and in spite of all this, to preserve his impartiality, the Constitution has charged his salary and allowances to the Consolidated Fund of India, and it is not subject to the vote of the Parliament. Again, the Speaker has not been given any vote except in case of a tie. This casting vote has been given to the Speaker to enable him to resolve the deadlock. Now we will discuss about the powers of the Speaker. The powers of the Speaker of Lok Sabha are mostly based on conventions borrowed from England, and the Constitution of India is absolutely silent about the powers of the Speaker. So the powers of the Speaker have been dealt within details by the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Parliament 1950, and the powers granted to the Speaker of Lok Sabha are as follows. So now we are going to study about the powers or functions of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. So let's understand them one by one. First one is the Speaker allots, in consultation with the leader of the House, Prime Minister, time for the discussion of matters which are mentioned in the President's address. He also prescribes the form in which amendments to the motion of thanks to the President's address may be moved or prescribed time limit for the speeches on address. Second one is he decides in consultation with the leader of the house the order of business in the Lok Sabha. Third one is he decides the admissibility of the questions. He can disallow questions which in his opinion are not in accordance with the rules. Fourth one is, so here we have seen how he decides the admissibility of the questions, and the most important thing is that he can disallow questions which in his opinion are not in accordance with the rules. Next one is the speaker determines the admissibility of adjournment motions to discuss the matters of urgent public importance. He also fixes the time for the speeches on such a motion. The Speaker can order publication of a bill in the Gazette. In such a case, there is no need of a motion to introduce the bill. So here comes the Gazette. That is, the Speaker can order publication of a bill in the Gazette, and in such a case, there is no need of a motion to introduce the bill. Next one is the Speaker appoints the chairman of the various committees from amongst the members of the respective committees. The consent of the Speaker is necessary for a motion to adjourn the debate on a bill. Next one is no resolution can be admitted without the permission of the Speaker. Next one is the Speaker can prescribe time limit for speeches on the budget and take all necessary steps for completion of the financial business in time. Next one is all communications between the Parliament and the President take place through the Speaker. Next one is the Speaker recognizes the members to the floor and decides the order of speeches. The members can address the Speaker alone and not each other. Next one is, as the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, it is the chief responsibility of the Speaker to see that proper decorum is maintained in the House and its work is properly conducted. If any member misbehaves, he can warn him or ask him to withdraw from the House. However, if the member insists, the Speaker can get him forcibly removed from the House with the help of the Marshal of the House. The Speaker decides all points of order and his decision is final and cannot be contested. The Speaker puts the questions to the vote of the House and announces the result of the voting. Next one is, the Speaker has the authority to adjourn the House in case of disorder or lack of quorum. The Speaker can order the arrangement or decorum regarding word or words from the proceedings of the House if he considers it to be defamatory, indecent, and or unparliamentary. The Speaker regulates the entry of the outsiders in the House and can ask them to withdraw at any time. The Speaker has final authority to decide whether a particular bill is a money bill or not. Such a certificate from the Speaker is absolutely essential before the bill can be referred to the Rajya Sabha or the President. When the Speaker rises, others must sit down and must not leave the House while he is addressing the House. The Speaker can participate in the general deliberations of the Houses and express his view. However, he does not enjoy any right to vote except in case of a tie. The Speaker presides over the joint sittings of the two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, called to resolve the differences between them. And next one is, the Speaker protects the rights of the members of the Lok Sabha against all possible encroachment by the executive. In other words, he protects the special powers and immunities of the members of the Lok Sabha. So, it is evident from the above discussion of Speaker's powers that his office carries great importance and responsibility. And so in this video we have studied about the position of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, as he is presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, is elected by the House of the People, Lok Sabha, members of the Lok Sabha themselves, and after every general election, the first job of the newly constituted Lok Sabha is to elect the Speaker, and a candidate whoever get absolute majority is declared elected as Speaker. And we have talked about his term or tenure, that is of 5 years. And next we have talked about his resignation. He can submit his resignation on his own, and he can be removed from his office. And the procedure, we have talked about it, that how he can be removed from his office. And we have talked about his allowances, and which are charged to the his salary and allowances which are charged to the Consolidated Fund of India. Next, we have talked about his comparison with the Speaker of the British House of Commons, and how the Speaker of the Lok Sabha is not as non-partisan person as his British counterpart is. So, to maintain his non-partisanship, uh, uh, to uh, to decide the impartiality regarding the functions of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. The Constitution has managed so many things, like his salary and expenses and allowances are charged to the Consolidated Fund of India, and he has been given power of the cast and vote in case of a tie on any issue. And he is enable this provision make him enable to resolve the deadlock. Next, we have talked about the powers of the Speaker, and there are a number of powers which are mentioned here, and so many powers are there which are of great importance. So that's all for today from my side. Thank you very much.